White men grow on an open, level field. White women grow on far steeper and rougher terrain because the field wasn't made for them. Women of color grow not just on a hill, but on a cliffside over the ocean, battered by wind and waves. None of us chooses the landscape in which we're planted. Emily Nagoski, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. Frustrating a group of white men can be easy. All you have to do is observe out loud that who they think they are is really just the sum of training. Granted, it's a training they didn't know they were involved in, but it's training nonetheless. Though each man in the group may have different names, they are all more or less a variation of a generic white person dictated by white socialization. Most would respond with indignation, but that's because they don't understand how pervasive and invasive socialization can be. Sociologist Charles Cooley developed an early understanding of socialization with his concept of the looking-glass self. He theorized that individuals form their identity not in solitude, but in social settings, and that how we are perceived plays a huge influence on our self-concept. He writes, "I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am." This is the process of socialization. It's hard for whites to see our socialization because we are the dominant group. Everywhere we look, we see ourselves mirrored back so that we can't see the contrast between us and others. This gives us a sense that white is the norm, and everything else is the deviance. We're like the Greenwich Mean Time of race, we think. And for white men, there's even more of a world created in our own image, not by God, by other white men. We see ourselves as presidents, as pictures on currency, as movie heroes defeating the bad guy who is often easily distinguishable because he's other than a white man. We are swimming in white socialization like fish who do not know they're breathing water. Part of what keeps it in place is its invisibility to us. And we don't want to get out. And why would we when society flatters us everywhere and enables our belief in our own exceptionality? And besides, what else is there but this normal? Well, reality. The real you, stifling underneath all those layers of conditioning. A great you, a larger you, a deeper you, a richer you. You can live that way, more authentically and more happily, but first you have to accept that you have been socialized and given a constructed identity. Like Jason Bourne, you are living out an agenda you did not choose. It can be hard to accept because it's so hard to see, but it's the first piece of grappling you must do. If you feel defensive about how much of you is actually socialization disguised as you, that's a good place to start. That defensiveness is a symptom of the fragility most white people develop as a result of being part of the dominant group. It rears up because our culture preaches rugged individualism and self-determination and lets us tell ourselves we are independent of socialization. In fact, you have been deeply shaped by socialization. To acknowledge it is to begin to start to separate your real self from your socialized identity. All people outside the dominant culture reigning in the West have an advantage when it comes to this grappling. Not being in the dominant group, they can clearly see and understand socialization at work. It allows them to question norms, especially nonsensible norms, and to think critically. It gives them a better chance to respond by choice instead of by conditioned response. They are not blind and deaf to our white and male socialization the way we are.